Nissan, meanwhile, posts a $6.2 billion net loss for its latest fiscal year, its largest in 20 years. I spoke earlier with the company's COO, Ashwani Gupta, and asked him what he sees ahead for Nissan and for the auto industry in general. Have a listen.
Nobody has the crystal ball to say what will happen to the automotive business. We are running our company based on weekly and bi-weekly business plans. We are seeing the total automotive market coming back. For example, in China, we saw that this year we should do 22 million. But overall, we anticipate that the total automotive market will be only 71 million, which is 20 million down with respect to FY18. And that's why we have not given any financial forecast today for FY20. What we said today is in FY21, we are targeting more than 2% operating profit. But what's very important for our company is to bring the free cash flow positive. And we do believe that in FY21, second half, we will be free cash flow positive. This is what we are aiming for.
Will your problem if that doesn't come true? You have some cash on hand, but how long will that last?
We have sufficient cash in our hands, and in fact, number one, we have sufficient cash in hands. Number two, we have enough credit lines with our banks and institutions, and number three, we have additional fundings during this COVID crisis, which have been given by the financial institutions and the banks.
So there won't be any problem even if you don't become cash flow positive when you say you will?
I don't think so. At present, we are planning with this kind of operations, which is that FY20 is based on 71 million, FY21 is based on only on 82 million. So we have taken very conservative scenarios for the automotive market.
I do want to ask you about plant closures, because obviously it's a huge topic right now with the pandemic across the globe, but many of these were already planned and are necessary for the car makers to be, viable going forward. Obviously, Barcelona has been planned. There's some controversy over Renault closing plants in Spain. What do you plan to do next? What about the Sunderland plant? What happens there?
So at first, we are not closing plant because of COVID. We are automotive manufacturer. And when we go to the market, we go with a long-term vision. And Indonesia is a case where we over-invested, anticipating higher market share and a higher growth in the market. It didn't happen. That's why we have to close. Same is the case in Barcelona. Today, our plant is running at 15% production utilization. So this was already being studied. And today, what we announced is our intention to close. In our Nissan Next, which is the current transformation plan, which we announced today, we will align 5.4 million capacity, which is good enough for us. 6% market share, 90 million TIV is 5.4 million, which means we will have 93% production utilization of our plants, which is the best efficiency to have the efficient cost in our operations.
Specifically on Sunderland, Mr. Gupta, what do you plan to do? Will you move more production to Britain?
So Sunderland is a great plant for us. It's 32 years for us. We are now running 76% of production utilization, and we keep Qashqai and Duke and leave in Sunderland, and we continue exactly like this. There is no change in the Sunderland footprint.
How then will you overcome Brexit issues?
So Brexit, Nissan is the number one automotive manufacturer in United Kingdom. We are there for last 32 years. We have 7,000 employees in this and a lot of suppliers who have invested in United Kingdom. We do believe that the Great Britain will be successful in having the current business scenario, even if the Brexit happens. And with that anticipation, we are moving in that direction. Having said that, if the business scheme is not the same as on today, we will have to think twice for the future investments.
Interesting. So you would potentially exit Britain, you're saying?
I have not said that. Nobody knows what will happen because of Brexit. But what I'm saying is, we are number one automotive manufacturer in Great Britain. We believe that United Kingdom will bring in the same business scheme which we have today when they are before Brexit. And that's how we are going to continue. And you have seen we have launched Duke. We are not waiting for Brexit to happen. And 2 months before, I was in Sunderland when I announced 50 million pounds of investment on the new press line, which means we are moving ahead with our investments, we are moving ahead with our new products, but somewhere we also want to see what impact Brexit will bring in.
It's been a difficult year and a bit for Nissan, obviously, with the departure of Chairman Carlos Ghosn and more difficulties beyond. What's the mood like? And of course, now there's geopolitical issues in Hong Kong and China where you're trying to take the lead in this three-party alliance as well, Mr. Gupta.
So alliance is a tool to improve the performance of each company, and alliance is not the objectives. And this has not changed, and this will not change as we announced yesterday. For Nissan, when we looked at our transformation plan, it is based on prioritization and focus. And US, China, Japan, they are the biggest TIVs, the biggest automotive markets. We have the biggest market share in these three markets. We are going to focus on that. China is recovering fast. We have a strong brand, strong product lineup. And we are going to invest more and more in China on the new technology and new products. And we do believe that the recovery which we are seeing in China, especially in terms of market share and the automotive market, it will grow. And China remains one of the most important profitable growth markets.
Now, you're leading efforts for the alliance in China, North America, and Japan. How concerned are you about the renewed tension between North America and China?
Basically, I think Nissan, being a global company, we always align with the geopolitical context, and our organization is agile enough to go for globalization when the markets are requesting globalization, and on the other side, if markets are coming back to regionalization, we are very agile to come back to regionalization. Having said that, what is more important today is that the Chinese customer is becoming more and more demanding in terms of technology. And that's where we need to develop some specific products in China for Chinese customers. In fact, this regionalization approach is giving us opportunity to relook into the way we develop products, not one car for all the world, but maybe three different cars for three main regions.